Business. I'm Andrew J here, and of course, Smart Means Business. It's part of our culture to inspire you, a young and vibrant entrepreneur, and that's where we're heading straight at this particular point as we get inspired. Well, he believes that behind, if you're just to impact one person, that is enough. You're good to change an entire generation, because behind that person is a family, behind that family is society, and that society is Tanzania. As he mentioned, that's quite a very, it's a fact actually, which I'll say in regards to that. Now, of course, we get into another report here where banks have embarking on appreciating customers. Now we'll take a look at NCBA, which surpasses its set target for 2023-2024 in profit making. Now, of course, amidst economic pressures, banks set targets, and NCBA reveals as they are the most profitable bank and the 11th globally. And of course, still parts into this report, it entails technology needs. Sectors to integrate, where telecom is becoming a bank and the banks are becoming telecoms, and there is no optimization at the same time. And of course, the banks encouraged to embrace artificial intelligence as well as recognizing the informal sector. Let's get into this report. Of course, I have Mark Muyomba, the Executive Director of NCBA, and Charles Imbire, the chairman, MTN Uganda. Let's get into this.
To support you in all your financial aspirations. You are our customers, and at the heart of everything that we do, your loyalty and resilience and trust in our service is what drives us forward every day. Uganda is, with its vibrant culture and entrepreneurial spirit, holds a special place in our hearts, because this is where we come from. This is our bread and butter. This is why we come to work every morning. And the commitment to growth and development is shown through you, our customers, who truly inspire us to come to work every day. Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of the year, we set ourselves quite ambitious targets, yet achievable. That was at the beginning of 2023. The targets were aimed at driving growth, enhancing customer satisfaction, and strengthening our financial position. It is through your support to NCBA Bank Uganda that we have grown to be the most profitable bank in the subsidiaries of NCBA Group. And we have also grown to be the 11th most profitable bank in Uganda. Mr. Andrew Ndegwa, who's the director, I suppose, of the group. We are part owners, but I've known him for some time. But as much as a bank wants you to have integrity. You also want to bank with a bank with integrity. It works both ways. So, those of you who don't know the Degwa family, it is a very wealthy family. Not wealth in material only, but something more important. They have spiritual wealth, integrity, and they have one element which businesses here in Uganda have failed to endorse: continuity. It is in their blood. So I began to bank in a small way with a bank, but what attracted me was integrity. But the other thing is that it's not only that. I once went to their Riverside branch in Nairobi. I have never been treated like that. They didn't know I was going, but I will never forget it. And one time I also entered one of their branches, quietly, and the lady serving me said, asked me a question. Have we delayed in serving you? I said, oh, yes, you have. Oh, very sorry, very sorry, very sorry. I said, no, you've scored very highly. I said, why? If I've delayed. You've shown me how long. You delayed thief to take my money from the bank. It has worked both ways. It has worked both ways. So, I wish to thank the bank for coming into Uganda. One thing that I'll say about them, they're slow but sure. They are slow but sure. And I would encourage them through our partnership to also start investing, not more merely up to in a social corporate responsibility, but in things that change human beings.
Well, that's all in line with those discussions as banks appreciating. Well, now away from that, heading to the discussion today, being the World Tobacco Day, and we've seen, we're going to be taking a look at quite a number of factors, the implications of excessive usage of tobacco within the society. Now, of course, heading straight into part of the key issues now, of course, in line with the health issues, where we see the health budgets coming to rise. Now, tobacco is estimated to kill over 204 Ugandans every week, surpassing deaths from HIV and malaria and accidents combined. Now, this is according to the World Health Organization. Now, of course, it's linked to numerous illnesses such as cancers, heart disease, respiratory problems, and diabetes at the same time. And of course, these non-communicable diseases are a major cause of death in Uganda, with tobacco use playing a big role. And now, of course, this is a health cost of tobacco use in Uganda report. But of course, the deeper aspect here is the implications from the economic side. 204 Ugandans every week, surpassing road accidents, HIV, malaria, diabetes, and so many more other diseases. Now, of course, the cost of treating tobacco-related illnesses strains Uganda's healthcare system. And of course, estimates suggest that the total cost, including direct medical care and lost productivity, reaches to about $126 million annually. Now, of course, equivalent to 0.5 of GDP. Of course, this money could be used for other critical health needs. Now, of course, there is the aspect of lost productivity, because tobacco-related illnesses lead to premature death and reduced working capacity, and of course translating to lost productivity and economic output for Uganda. Now, of course, if we were to take into some considerations here, as we take a look at gender and age, there is a concern about youth initiation into tobacco use, with over 15% of boys and 13% of girls aged 13 to 15 starting to smoke every year. This is still according to the World Health Organization report concerning Uganda. Now, of course, while Uganda grows tobacco, we understand the tax revenue and employment it generates are far outweighed by the healthcare costs and lost productivity due to tobacco use. So there is quite a huge dilemma here. Because Uganda, it's a sector, and people are actually, Uganda grows tobacco, exports tobacco, and of course both to the countries nearby and also the trade within. And looking at the different individuals that are actually growing this tobacco, it's a huge source of revenue. They're able to pay school fees for their children. They're able to educate, and we know education is quite very key and important. But if you outweigh that whole versus the possible implications in terms of lost productivity, premature deaths, and the health care cost, does it outweigh the benefits of the employment? So that is quite a huge dilemma. And that's why in the Business Insight, when I'm going to be joined by experts who shall be sharing further details still in line with that, how do we control that dilemma of livelihood, of promoting livelihood, and at the same time reducing the tobacco use. Well, exactly 20 minutes past 8, Smart Means Business. I'm Andrew Barije, and of course we're taking a short commercial break. I'll be returning shortly with the sports and entertainment. Stick around.
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000, or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
We've been through